Welcome back to the stream, guys. It's been a while, but I am back now. I will be doing regular lives again. I've been a bit busy this week, but the market has dumped a little bit today. And this is only because of one specific reason. You guys know that every single time the USDT dominance, hits this current trend line that formed over here, every single time it got close or, even hit the trend line, we've always had a massive bounce following it. It happened over here. We had a decent bounce, came up, went higher, came down here, bounce, went up, came down here again. Like this is multiple times where it's hit off this trend line, bounce, and it looks like it wants to do it again. It could be a scenario where we could potentially go up here, come back down, correct, consolidate, hit off this trend line, go higher, or if we get a left translated cycle, this trend line could be broken and we could go down. No one knows. The most important thing this week is to check for unemployment data. That is going to be the scenario that's going to either give us a bullish October or a bearish October. Is the unemployment data. It's no longer, it doesn't follow the general trend no more. The macros is the most important thing, this month and moving forward, because there's a very high risk, the unemployment data could trigger a recession. So if you look at the SOM rule indicator, it has gone off in multiple states. You normally get a recession when it goes off in nearly all the states, if not all the states. And it is slowly going up. This is the only concern the Fed has, is the unemployment rate. They're no longer worried about inflation. They said they've tamed inflation. Inflation is no longer an issue. The biggest problem for them now is the unemployment data. And this is what we have to look out for on the 4th. If we get a bullish, unemployment where it comes in either as expected or lower than expected, then we could have a very explosive, October where we potentially break the all-time highs, or at least come out of this downtrend that we've been in for over 6 months. So far, even though the market's so bullish right now, but if you look at the chart, it's just following this consistent trend where it's just putting in higher lows. But we need something that's going to break it, and that will be mainly if we get a bullish unemployment print this month. If not, then it will probably happen sometime next year. But in terms of, if you look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, for example, is more or less holding pretty steady, considering how much altcoins have pumped. It's holding up pretty well. So this does look oversold now. At some point, this could go higher. And then our altcoins, which have broken out a trend, this breaking out a trend doesn't realistically mean anything, because as soon as Bitcoin goes back down, this trend no longer becomes valid, because as Bitcoin goes down, the altcoin market also follows, because we're not in an altcoin season anytime soon. With this, we normally get an altcoin season when the QE has started. So look, moving forward, for the next week is going to be a very important week, because we find out, which way the market is going to go. If we get a very good unemployment print, it was bullish and it's come lower than expected, the market will rally aggressively and we will put in a new all-time high. However, if it doesn't, then most likely we are just going to give all these gains that we've just given, all this, all of it is just going to come back down. Most likely have another retest of this region, possibly as low as 47K. It's either going to be a new all-time high or back down here. And no one can predict it. It's impossible. There's no point trying to do, I hear a lot of people saying, should I sell my altcoins now, take profits, and then buy back lower? No, you shouldn't. That's a very risky game that I don't think anyone should be willing to play. Anyone, the reason I'm like 85, maybe close to 90% in the markets now is because, when you get the third rate cut, you find out which landing you have sometime by the end of the year. If it's a hard landing, you will get very good buying opportunities. Or if it's a soft landing, then we just go on and you still got USDT that you can trade with. It all depends on your risk tolerance. That's what I'm personally doing, because this is the thing, right? Everything now just depends on the unemployment print. So if the unemployment comes in hot, in 1 month, everyone's just going to sell because they're going to get scared. This is the thing. So that risk tolerance. And then we also got, the Japan carry trade, where some new guy got elected recently, and he's hawkish. And he's specifically said he's not going to stop the BOJ from raising interest rates. And you guys seen in August, what happened when Japan raised interest rates. We had this massive drop. The Japan carry trade took effect. And that guy being elected, I think, is one of the main reasons why the market is dipping, because the market now, is thinking that guy will raise interest rates sometime this year. So there could be a scenario where, next month, the month after, we don't know when. They are very hawkish at the moment because they do need to raise interest rates in order to tame inflation, in their country. Southland, it's good to see you guys in the chat. Beam, cool guy. Faith, Miffy, how's everyone doing today? Oh my, how you doing, bro, my brother? King Casper, how you doing, bro? Do you think the post-strike force will Fed to print? Do you think the port strike will force the Fed to print? I don't think the Fed is going to aggressively print, anyways. There's a scenario where it could affect it, but I don't think it's very likely. I think the Fed will print at the right time, because if they print too early, then we will get inflation coming back. Inflation is going to come back anyways, bro. Because now what the governments are doing now, even the Chinese government now is trying to inject a lot of liquidity into the markets, to come out of this deep, basically fucked up economy that all these governments are in right now. All these governments are in a lot of trouble, and what they're trying to do now is inject as much liquidity as possible into the markets, into the economy, to stop a full blown recession from happening. This is what everyone's doing. So we probably won't get a super cycle if we don't get a hard landing, because you guys have to realize, in order to get a super cycle, you have to have a hard landing, because that hard landing is what causes the economy to get back on track. So if you don't get a hard landing, it's very unlikely that we'll get the super cycle that everyone is waiting for, because it will be an explosive cycle for sure, but it won't be the super cycle where the whole bull run is running for like a year. It'll be like 6-7 months of explosive moves. People will come in, and then inflation will come back, and we'll probably go into a full blown recession sometime next year. Like I said, the yield curve has uninverted, so either sometime within 1 year's time frame, which it uninverted like a month or two ago, within 1 year there will be a recession. That is like a more or less like 100% trigger point for a recession. No one just knows when it's going to happen. Every single time the yield curve has been uninverted, where the 2-year bond becomes more profitable than 10-year bond, and then we get the uninversion. Every time that's happened, a recession has followed. But like I said, no one can predict when this type of stuff is going to happen, bro. It could happen tomorrow. It could happen in 2 months' time. It could happen 1 year down the line. And there's going to be people just waiting on the sidelines, hoping for it to come in the next 2 months, and it never comes. That's why you can't be, like I said, no one can predict the future, so it's impossible. But I do think the Fed will stop printing sometime this year, and then we're going to have an explosive move back up. But it most likely will happen at the end of the year, maybe after the elections, or possibly in December or January Q1. That's when the Fed will start turning the printers back on. Black Skill Nora, how's everyone doing today? Walaikum salam, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna start streaming again. Guess, good to see you as well, buddy. When should we buy if there's a bullish on? Look, if there's a bullish unemployment data, you should buy it instantly, bro. Because then what's gonna happen is we're gonna get a very explosive move up. As soon as the unemployment data comes in healthy, or it comes in bullish, the market will react very, very quickly. And then we can get a scenario where we have a very bullish October. And then you guys can put trades in, buy all your tokens, buy everything pretty much. And then sometime, if we get an unemployment print that's bearish between now to November, when the Fed meeting happens, then you guys could take profits. And if it dip, it all depends where we are, because if you look at the Bitcoin chart, the best example you can pretty much follow is 2019, because that was the time when we had rate cuts. So there's two places in the market right now that we could be in. It could be, how do I get rid of this shit here? Hold on. We could all either be over here, where this is where the first rate cut happened, and then market just kept going lower and lower, or we could be over here, and the market broke this downtrend. So if you look at this downtrend right here, hold on. There's two scenarios. No one knows which one is going to be, but there was a downtrend that was happening over here consistently. Eventually it broke out of it. Let's say here, right? For example, the market was in a downtrend. This was the first rate cut over here. Let me zoom in a bit more so you guys can see a little bit better. This was the first rate cut over here, right? This was the first rate cut. And then the Fed started printing over here. You guys can see that added to the balance sheet. It means that when the Fed adds to the balance sheet, it means that QE has started. And the Fed now is going to economic expansion rather than quantitative tightening. This is what they're doing, right? So the first rate cut, you guys can see we rallied into it, then dumped. Second rate cut, we rallied into it, and then we dumped. And it was like a downtrend that consistently happened throughout the years. And then we had a scenario where, how do I zoom back out? Over here, where the market, broke this downtrend and then we started going higher. But then over here, when we had the pandemic recession, we're putting in a higher low. So no one knows where we are in the markets. We could either be over here, but after the first rate cut, the market just continuously putting higher lows up until we had a sufficient amount of rate cuts, where the economy was good enough to basically put in new times. If it wasn't for the pandemic here, we probably would have just continued to go higher. Because of this pandemic recession, you can't really predict these type of black swan events. So there's no point even trying to do that. But because of the unemployment print and people being nervous with the unemployment, we could get something like this play out if unemployment comes in higher than what it is right now. This is why I still have USDT left over for a scenario like this that could play out. No one can predict it, but with the unemployment data being so, all it takes is one print for the market to sell off aggressively. One bad print, that's it. Because then people will get scared that we could potentially go into a recession. Because what you guys don't realize is after unemployment goes above 4%, it tends to move up very, very aggressively. This is why it's concerning. Right now it's 4.2%. But if it goes back up to 4.4, 4.5 within the next 2 to 3 months, people will sell off and you will get good buying opportunities. It depends how much we pump between now and then, though. That's the thing. But no one knows if we're over here, because this was when the first rate cut happened, or we're over here where the market broke downtrend. Because right now, Bitcoin has not broken that downtrend. Bitcoin is still in this over here. It hasn't broke that downtrend yet. This is why we have to patiently wait to see where the market is going to go. And all of this is a very important week, because right now Bitcoin could rally, dump as low as like 61K, hit off the bull market support band. And if it goes lower, most likely we'll go back low here. If it holds our support, and then we could go and put a new all-time high. But it all depends on how the unemployment data comes in. That is the most important thing to check out for this week. What if the data is neutral? If the data is neutral, we will pump. I think if the data is neutral, we'll continue to pump. Because people will think the unemployment is still holding up well. Most likely that the degens will push the markets up, I think. So if it comes in neutral, I will still buy. You could even trade it for the month. That's all it depends on. But I would rather buy, because you don't want to miss the boat. There's a chance we could get a left translated cycle. A left translated cycle, my friend, is when Bitcoin tends to move up very aggressively, by November, puts in the highs by November. This is why a lot of people are calling for 100K within the next couple of months, because generally, the market does tend to, in a pre-halving year, the last 3 months are the most bullish months. This is why people are happy and calling for, crazy predictions right now. So, they're within their rights to do that. But like I said, there is still uncertainties that needs to be cleared before I think we can start a full-blown bull run. This is the thing. And the right translated cycle is the normal cycle, where the market goes up slowly. A left translated cycle is when Bitcoin puts in a new all-time high or puts in its highs by November of the halving year. What did Powell say today? I think Powell said that another 50 basis point rate cut is on the cards. He did say that. Powell talking about the alt pump. Yeah, bro. Like, I was getting a little bit of slack on alt from a few idiots, who said, "Oh, why isn't alt pumping? Alt isn't, all these other AI coins are pumping." But look at alt now. Look at that. Look how aggressive this pump is. That's like a 2x pump from the lows. It went as high as 16 cents. If you come over here, it went as high as 16 cents. It basically done like a 2.5x almost. If you bought in the bottom here around 7.5 cents, you would have been up a lot of profits up here. It's all about being patient in these markets. Sometimes your projects don't pump straight away. It doesn't mean the project's a scam. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with that project. Oftentimes newer projects do struggle to pump because they're not known to the markets yet. This is why you're seeing a lot of projects that everyone knew about pumped aggressively in this last pump, but then the newer projects more or less struggled a little bit. It doesn't mean that they're bad projects. It just means that not a lot of people know of them yet. But surprised me with this pump. It was a very aggressive pump. It went up to his almost all-time highs. Well, not all-time highs, but his previous pump at like 16, 17 cents, which is quite impressive in my opinion. And this is all in the space of a few days. So, all of these do pump. You've been following your channel recently. Every time I watch you, you prove to be well knowledgeable and honest recommendation. Glad to meet someone like you. Thank you very much, Ryan, my friend. I do try to give an honest, point. Good evening. Do you see an election? There's an election happening in a month's time, my friend. Yes, I do see an election. If you're asking, is the elections going to affect the markets? It will. It will definitely affect the markets because you have one candidate who's pro crypto, and then you have a candidate that everyone knows, despite what they say, is anti crypto, and that is the Democrats. So, because of the uncertainty leading up to the election, there's a possibility. I'm not saying it's 100% for certain, but there is a possibility where, because of the uncertainty, the market could potentially dump, in October, where we don't get that massive October pump that everyone's wishing for. There is that possibility. And then we also got the unemployment as well. Because of the uncertainty, like I said, we've never had a scenario where one's so pro crypto and one's, because if you look at previous elections, none of them even spoke about crypto. This might have mentioned it one time, but no one cared about crypto the previous years. Now it's become, because it's getting mass adopted. Crypto has, become a very important part, in the election for Trump specifically. A lot of these politicians will say anything to get elected, but then, it's very unlikely. We don't know if they're going to act on everything they say. So you have to take it with a grain of salt. You can't 100% believe what they say, because they just say anything to get elected at the time. But if Trump wins, it will be bullish for the markets, yes. You probably could, yeah. You could buy some meme coins. I think the best thing to buy is meme coins for that type of stuff. Yeah, guys, hit the likes. We got 70 people watching. Let's get to 100 likes today. I think as the time goes on, more and more people will join. Let's get to 100 likes. It does help me out a lot. And if we get to 100 likes, I will stream tomorrow as well. Jason, how you doing, buddy? Do you think BKN can reach $1 billion in market cap? I can't tell you for sure what Bricken going to do. It's impossible to know. However, Bricken is a good project. It had a decent dump, but this is $20 million in market cap. That's a 50x away, excluding dilution. $1 billion is going to be difficult. I personally don't think it can do that. I think you can get a cool 30x from this. It all depends on how big RWA becomes, because it doesn't matter about the specific project. It matters about the narrative, how big the narrative is. we all know AI is going to pump. So if you buy some of these good AI projects, for example, Alt, Sensei, these have the chance. Well, I don't know about Sensei because Sensei is so low in market cap, but Alt has the chance to reach $1 billion in market cap because of how good the project is. These guys recently have been entered to win an award, and they've got some sort of, you could say, some sort of links to the Dubai government, which is very good to see. They're currently meeting with a bunch of people in Dubai. I think it's over here. Yeah, first meeting in Dubai. So this is a good move for all. They are working. This is what you want to see in a project. Do not worry about price action. Price action will catch up at some point, but you have to keep in mind, there is other things that's more important than price action in a bearish market. Is the most important thing during these times? If is the team developing? Are they building? They have the data hub going live very soon next month. There's a bunch of bullish stuff for all that I don't want to keep talking about over and over again. I've been talking about this project for such a long time. I was the founder of this project in terms of the YouTube world. I was actually the first person to talk about this. I've been bullish on it ever since. Ever since I've caught into it, this has dumped a decent amount. It's only recently it's done a nice pump, but you have to be willing to hold the project from here to down here, because when the market gets bullish, you're going to get massive green candles like this continuously. But you have to enjoy the red days in order to enjoy, the green days. A lot of people, when the project kept going down, kept calling this a scam or there's better projects out there. But there's not many good projects within the AI sphere. If they are, everyone already knows about them. It's very rare to find a good project that most big YouTubers have not talked about yet and has great potential. But you have to be able to hold and have the conviction to hold for that long, despite the bearish price action that this is going through. Well, went through now is bullish. Obviously, everyone wants to get bullish on it now, but it all depends on how you think, bro. Most likely, unemployment data will be manipulated by the Democrats in order to influence the upcoming election. Expect bullish news. That's also true, to be fair. I mean, if you guys look at the data that's coming out now, most of it is very manipulated. This is why, I am currently still, between 10 to 12% in stables. Why? Because you have to keep in mind, these governments that's in power now, they do affect the data. They do manipulate the data in order to affect the election. Because right now, if the economy, because everyone knows the economy is not doing that well, but if they can manipulate the data long enough till the election's over, then and everything starts unwinding, then no one's going to care because they've already won the election. They got another 4 years in office. No one can take them out unless there's like a civil war or some shit, which is very unlikely. They will do anything in order to win. So, like I said, the data is currently manipulated. I've looked into anyone who's looked into data, very closely. You understand most of it is BS. If Powell cuts another 50, I don't think it's bearish. No, I think the initial 50% rate cut is bearish because if you look at historical data, every single time the Fed, well, not every time, but I think it's like 11 times out of 20 times where the Fed had cut 50 basis points on the first rate cut, it signaled a hard landing. There's times where it's cut 50 basis points and there hasn't been hard landing. But then there's been times where they've cut 50 basis points, but then unemployment wasn't that bad. But now we've got unemployment that's bad. We've got the yield curve uninverted. There's different scenarios to every single time, but historically, every single time the Fed has cut 50 basis points, which is what I've been telling you guys, 11 times out of 20, we've had a hard landing. That's why I've been a little bit more conservative. How you doing, my friend? Most likely, yeah. I mean, that's what I think they're going to do. They're probably going to manipulate the data. Smash the like button from the airport Wi-Fi. Mirko, you're on your way now, aren't you, my friend? Enjoy your holiday, buddy. Enjoy your holiday. Take a little break from crypto. If we get a bullish month, then buy and then come back at the end of the month, take some profits or whatever. Maybe it depends how we move forward, who wins, and then we can move over from there. At the moment, everything's a little bit uncertain. No one can predict the future; it's impossible to know. So we have to take it as the data comes out. That's the way you have to move now. What do you think about? Let's have a look at that. I don't even want to repeat that. Ikey Labs. Nice DePIN project. Okay. So it's on base, which is bullish. It looks like it just launched. Yeah, it just launched. So we don't have much data to go off in terms of the chart. Polymesh Foundation, the building DePIN for AI perceptions. Building Polymesh decentralized machine network. We're building an external space the machine's AI can use to collaboratively understand the physical world. Okay. That's a unique use case. Improve civilization, ability to think, solve problems together with other AI. Okay. So it's launched Dex, Mexi. So it's on Mexi. Let's look at the exchanges one more time. What's the market cap for this? Because if the fully diluted is this heavy, that's a massive problem. $222 million in fully dilution isn't light. We have to look at the dilution. It doesn't matter how good the project is. They've got good backers, the Menacore brand, Kinetic. They've got which other ventures are good? Tribe Capital is not too bad. NCG Ventures as well. So they got good backings, more or less. They've been listed they've been mentioned on multiple different websites. Let's look at the tokenomics. We'll have to look at the tokenomics to see if this is worth an investment. Lock tokens, cold wallet, pre-sale. The fuck is this? What kind of stupid tokenomics page is this? So it's $15 million in market cap. Let's look at how much people got the early. What the fuck? Team holds 15, pre-sale 8, token infrastructure, pre-seed, early bird, what the fuck? Look how much early investors there is, bro. That's way too much early investors. Although sometimes it doesn't matter how good a project is, if the vesting's this harsh, especially when you don't even know what most of these guys are getting into in terms of price action, what price they got into, it's impossible to know if this is going to be a good investment or not. Okay, so it's $19 million, $20 million in market cap, let's say. Now, by the end of next year, let's say by the end of 2025, you're looking at about 3x dilution. Well, just over 3x dilution, I'll say. Let's say September, right? You're looking over 3.5x dilution. A 3.5x dilution, you have to look who's all the people that's getting their tokens. It's all early investors. This is how it's going to be for the next God knows how many months. Let's go down here. Let's go to, hold on. Yeah, so let's say August. It's all the same early investors getting their tokens. So this is not worth the investment, my friend. It looks good. The use case looks somewhat bullish, but bro, that dilution is not worth the investment. You're looking at about almost 50% of the supply in the hands of early investors, and they're getting their tokens now all the way to the end of the bull run. So I would stay away from this, my friend. Any trades in mind? You could pretty much buy all the tokens that I've been telling you to buy. Just add to your positions. That's it. There's going to be good trades, but it depends which narrative takes off. That's the thing. So there's going to be a time where, for example, during this current move, AI took off because Tau went parabolic, and then that led to like a chain reaction to all the AI coins, and AI done well. And then the same thing happened with Relio. Relio was the leading coin that made all the other AI, RWA coins go parabolic. All of them started pumping, and then we had Naka and some of these other gaming projects that went, GFAL, Miria. Some of these went parabolic. That led to a chain reaction in a bunch of other gaming coins. They all done well. It depends which one of the big caps does well. So because Sui pumped as well, Sui Pad, SS Swap, some of the other ones, KOI Finance, all of these went parabolic because they're part of the Sui ecosystem, C as well. So then you have to see which one of the big coins pumps, and you have to be very quick and get something on the ecosystem, because as soon as that pump's done, the money flows into the ecosystem next. This is why when Beam pumps, Munity is going to pump. This is why when the BNB chain pumps, AI Tech and AGI is going to pump. That's how it is. Even though they're going to pump with AI, but there's extra pumps in there because of the chain. If Solana does really well, OTK, some of these other projects will pump as well on the Solana ecosystem. That's how it is. So you have to check which one of the high caps are pumping at that time. Which high cap is most people talking about? Stop buying projects in that narrative that everyone knows about, and then buy something on the ecosystem as well. That is how you catch trades, my friend. This is how you move narrative to narrative, because there's even narratives within AI, you could say. Has Camilla said anything about crypto? Not really, Ross. No, not really. Everyone knows they anti crypto, bro. Camilla has already said if he comes in office, Gary Gensler is still going to be the fucking whatever, the SEC leader. That's why they're going to be bearish. These guys are anti crypto. Yeah, the Fed wants to cut another 50 basis points. I'm aware. I wouldn't be surprised if they cut 150 basis points by the end of the year, because they already know how fucked up unemployment data is. So between now and November, if we get one bad unemployment print, the Fed will cut another 50 basis points. This is the thing. Because look, the Fed already knows that it's probably pushed the markets too far in terms of unemployment. They have pushed the markets too far. Historically, when unemployment goes above 4%, it tends to just shoot up like this instead of going higher like this. It just shoots up. So that's what they're being careful of now. Let me see if I can look at the unemployment chart. See this? Every single time it moves up like steadily, it tends to just shoot up aggressively. Same thing happened here. Obviously, this was the COVID shit. Same thing happened here. As soon as it goes up slowly, it tends to just be very aggressive. So this is what the Fed is scared of. Every single time it does this, it doesn't just go up, like this steadily. It tends to just shoot up like that. And that's how we get recessions. And then we also have to look at the fear and greed index. Right now, the fear and greed is 61% greed. So we are very greedy despite this massive drop that we had. We are still greedy. Keep that in mind, guys. Should we throw all our remaining in the market after possible bullish? Yes, I think we should, yes. Because then you're going to get more pumps, and then you can obviously always go back into USDT and sell off some of the stuff later in the year. But if you get a bullish unemployment print, yes, you should deploy everything else into the markets, because everything else is going to go higher. So it would be worth doing that, because at a later stage, when something goes wrong, we can always just go back into USDT. It's not a problem. But isn't it crazy how the chart, the narrative plays out like the chart? So because, the BOJ, the new guy came in office, USDT dominance, every time it gets near this trend line, tends to bounce. It bounces. The chart will tell you, the narrative will just be the narrative. That's how it is. And that was a key thing that I was telling the private group to be very, very careful of, to look at that chart. If it goes below, then we don't have a choice but to buy. It doesn't matter what the prices are. We'll probably get an early cycle, but you can't you have to adapt to the markets. You can't put whatever you thought 2 weeks ago and stick to it. If the market's trending one way, you have to move along with the markets. You have to put your emotions aside. That's it. Yeah, she's not saying anything bad about crypto. No, she's saying anything good about crypto. Do we have brick and prop based CEO in the group? Yeah, we do actually have the prop. I don't even know how the prop based CEO joined the group, but I know the brick and CEO has been in my public group for a very long time, since like over a year ago now. I did an AMA with Bricken as soon as it launched because it looked like a good project in the RWA narrative. And I made quite a decent amount, like 12x some shit on this coin. I think it was 12, 15x. I don't know. It was like around here when I did the AMA with him. It's literally around, 6, 7, 8 cents around these regions. Can't remember exactly what it was. And since then, it's done like approximately like a 15, 16x from these lows. And some people in my private group made 3x on this recent pump because they bought around 10 cents. They made it. Ross was one of them that did it. Alt pump because Seth's group happens every time he gives a new alert. Oh yeah, I know that. Alt pump was due to group manipulation. I'll be honest, it was due to group manipulation. Now it's starting to slowly sell off, but one group. I think Seth's group caused this initial pump here, but then this pump here, I don't think it was them. This was just the market catching on to the project. You have to keep in mind this is a higher cap project with decent amount of liquidity. One group cannot just pump it this much. Keep that in mind. It's like 30 million. Well, right now it's $30 million in market cap, approximately between 28 to $30 million in market cap. I know I before the pump, it was probably like 18, 19, or even 16, 17. I don't know exactly how much it was, but one group cannot push that much, my friend. Is a mixture of the market catching on to the project and the group manipulation. I think it's a mixture of both. Sing, how you doing, bro? Yeah, I actually was. I built alt from the ground up. Jason, Jason, how you doing, bro? You are, how you doing, my friend? Overkill, how you doing? Next top gem next month, long term 50x. Next top gem buy now or next month for next top gem? I'll be dropping 2 more gems for the private group, and then I'll be releasing my RWA coins soon. Well, you guys kind of already know about my RWA coins now from the tier list, but I will add it onto my list probably very soon, not now. Let's get rid of this. I will drop one of them right now. One of them was indeed prop base. Prop base has done very well for us. How do I make this white? 1 second. Let's add prop base over here. This is one of my RWA coins. We got in at a very good time. Approximately made about 2x on this. There's another one I'll release very soon. I'll be dropping 1 more RWA coin and 1 more AI coin as well. So then our portfolio will be complete. Yeah, I've spoken to the team and I've told them to implement that on the website because it does attract new investors, and that would be a good thing. How you doing, Steve? You're in Thailand right now. You live in Thailand or you're on holiday in Thailand? Which one is it? Pendo is a good project, but Pendo's ran too much, my friend. You don't want to be buying Pendo now. It's like almost $1 billion, well, $500 million in market cap, just over. This is already run, this is done approximately, closed well over 100x. You don't want to be buying this project now. This is done, its pump. You have to look for the next Pendo. Don't look for the projects that's already pumping unless you want like a 5x, 6x, 7x. That's all this project is going to give you. Alt has 65% on track. Does this worry you? My friend, Alt does not have 65% on track because if you look at it closely, and I have to explain this every single time, it does get a bit irritating because I've been talking about Alt now for months, and people always do tend to talk about the same things with Alt, but sometimes you guys have to do your own due diligence just a little bit. And you guys can see it literally says over here that the mining reserves are 65%. See? So 65% of this is for the mining, my friend. So it's not on track, it's for the mining. And out of this 65%, 40% has been locked up for 5 years now. So realistically, the real fully diluted for Alt now is probably like around like 120, 130, approximately that much. Because 800 million tokens out of that 1.2 billion, for the mining, which is 65% of the supply, has been locked up for 5 years in a smart contract. If you don't believe me, we can go over it. If you go over here, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So, you guys can check the basic stuff on the mainnet stuff. Let's come over here. You guys can see they've burnt this much tokens, even though they burned more than this. They burned like 6 million tokens, but they haven't updated this for some reason. This shows the circulating supply. This is how you figure out the market cap. Go to this, and then go to the crypto rank investing schedule, and it'll tell you how much is in supply. But if you go to the top wallets, top accounts, you see this balance 800 million, which is 40% of the supply, has been locked up for the miners, and it will be released after 5 years. So this is locked up now for 5 years. So you ain't gonna see that, that big chunk, 40% of the supply, for a very long time. And then at the same time, their goal is to burn 40% of the supply as well. So because that 65% is 40% is locked up, at the same time, they're also going to be burning during that period as well. So it's only going to go up in price. So Flex, you at the gym today. SQT. Yeah, SQT is actually a good project, to be fair. I'm pretty sure that's Magic Square, right? Oh, that's SQR. What's SQT then? Oh, subquery network. Okay. Well, I mean, just look at the chart first of all. The chart looks awful. So this pumping 150% doesn't really mean too much, because the chart looks awful. Sometimes you just gotta zoom out. Well, I mean, it's not really awful. Any project that launched, in February, March times, they all got charts like this. So I wouldn't say the chart's awful. That's a bit ignorant. I have looked into this before from memory. Decentralized without compromise, flexible, scalable Web3 super dApps with subquery network, DePIN for data, RPC, and AI. Yeah, this looks like a good project. I like the website as well. Is the team docs? Let's have a look. Okay, so they're building mobile apps for decentralized data. So these are like is similar to Helium, how Helium does it, where they have these nodes. Oh, Nodo does the same thing, where you have these apps on your phone, and then what you do is you just connect it, let it run, is mining for you, but then you provide decentralized data for people. That's what he does. But it looks pretty good though. Website looks good. I don't know if there's a team or not, but well, there probably is a team. Let's go on about us. Yeah, so they got a docs team. They got a very heavy team. It looks like good to see. Yeah, this looks like an overall good project, to be honest. Looks like a good project, to be fair. Let's have a look at the vesting schedule. SQT, $7 million in market cap. Let's have a look. Series A team, that's 30%, 41, 46. Yeah, that's just too heavily diluted by early investors, it looks like. That's the problem with some of these good projects. They're just too heavily diluted by early investors. So that the project can be so good, but then if the dilution is bad and diluted, but this looks like around 60 something percent of the supply is held by early investors. Let's just look at the vesting schedule. Yeah, so it's about almost 3x dilution by September, almost 3x. But if you look, Series A, Series B, Series private. How much are these guys up on the investments? Let's check. Oh, they're down on the investments apart from the seed guys, or they're still up 3.6x. Not too bad. But this is not too bad, my friend. It's not a bad project from first. The dilution, but the only good bad thing about this project is obviously it had a dead cat bounce with the rest of the market. But the only thing is, okay, so hold on. These guys are out. These guys will get their tokens. How long? Oh, in 500 days. Okay, so we don't have to worry about those guys. These guys get in 145 days. You don't have to worry about them. So it's just the foundation community that's been unlocked heavily. You got the team who gets the token in 500 days. That's solid. Series A and then Series B. So let's have a look at Series A and Series B. So Series A are down 8%. There is no Series B on here. That's the only problem. But overall, it doesn't even look that bad, to be honest with you. It does not look that bad at all. What's this 13% that's untracked? What is it? Mainnet liquidity and so the mainnet incentives. So that's the rewards for using the network. It's not on here. So I can imagine the market cap is probably a little bit higher, but it doesn't even look that bad. The vesting is not even that bad because most of it is going to be Series A and Series B. But 6 million, probably the best time to buy this, probably sometime at the end of the year. Yeah, the vesting is not that harsh, to be fair. It's not the worst vesting. It's just over two. It's like 2.5x dilution. Yeah, it's not that bad actually. It's not too bad. It's not a bad project. Good shout. I'll add this to my more research list. It's not a bad project. Get rid of LMR. I don't really like that no more. GPT. Koi Finance. Get rid of that. I know what that is now. Neither looked okay as well. Let's have a look at this project. Start shilling some RWA coins for me. I want to look at some RWA coins. Shill some RWA coins, some new ones that no one's heard of. Just make my life easier. I'm looking for some RWA coins. We shape the future of gaming together. So they've got 1.4 million transactions, 1.8 million NFTs minted, 9,000 active wallets. They got good backers. AA season 2, AAA season 2. We are community builders, makers. So they've got a docs team. They've got decent backers as well. Overall, this doesn't even look that bad, my friend. Doesn't look that bad at all. A bit terrible. Mexi and Pauline. Okay. It's not too bad. Not too bad. I would invest into it, but it doesn't even look that bad, to be honest. It looks decent. Looks pretty good. So they've already got the SDKs. So you can probably build on these guys already. So they got a power chain with Arjuna and Bajun. What kind of weird names are these? I hope this doesn't have a dual token utility or a dual token. Well, it's backed by the OKX Foundation, so I could see, you could potentially see this on OKX at some point. It seems that people are utilizing them. OKX Blockchain Ventures, yeah, so it is backed by OKX, meaning that you could see a scenario where this gets listed on OKX. Because if they invested into it, I don't get why they would not list it on the exchange. So overall, it's not a bad project, my friend. Yeah, it's too high a market cap, Euro. It's too high a market cap. $200 million in market cap with only 100 million, well, 1.6 million transactions. It looks awful. It's done significant gains though. The fuck? What is this? Oh, this project. This project. It's too high in cap, but this is a very good project. I remember this. It looks really good. It has a very unique use case within the RWA. It is actually a good project, but it's just too high in cap now. It's long gone, man. But this was a good project if you got it last year sometime, but this would have been a very good find. You would have made some crazy returns on this, over 100x, probably like 150x. What the fuck? You would have made a 300x, sorry? Oh, that's all the way back in 2020. Mirror AI. Boy, I always see people talk about this project. Let's have a look at what this is. Mirror AI. What is this project? Because I don't even know. I've heard so many YouTubers talk about this project, bro. I don't know if they're being paid or Mirror AI. What is this, boy? It looks degen as fuck. Okay, venture into the future. It's a nice website right there. That looks clean. Let's have a look at what this is. It's a clean website though. Backed by who? Oh, so they don't want to release this just yet. That's weird. That is. Why would they not release it? So they're probably not backed by everyone, but as they get more backings, they'll add this in. But it doesn't look like they're backed by anyone at the moment. So AI-powered metaverse platform offering symbiotic world dynamic AI interference tech that marketplace. Okay, so it's AI metaverse. Oh, they have different. Okay, so they got the AI-powered world builder without needing coding skills, make metaverse creation. Mirror image text. So he has different projects or products. They got the AI agents to enhance user overall immersive, adding dynamic elements to the virtual world. And then they got the RWAs, infinite scan, integrate real world asset items into the metaverse. So this is like a super AI coin, like a super AI metaverse play. So they got the AWS startup tech. They got Alexa. What the fuck? To be fair, this is not too bad. Not too bad. I don't like how the team is weirdly doxed. Let's look at the token. Let's look at the contracts. Let's look at the holders and stuff. That's what the main issue is going to be. Okay. So all of this is not in smart contracts, which is a massive issue. So they're not locked up in a contract. So these guys can more or less do anything they want with this at any time. So because it's on Ethereum, let's go on my token sniffer, Gold Plus. And then we guys can see. Let's follow. Let's get this. Let's get this. Let's come over here. Let's have a look at this. Any issues with the contract? Yeah, so it has quite a few different issues. So this is obviously degen as well. So they have an anti-whale limited number of tokens transaction maybe. So they got a honeypot risk, and then they've got a whitelist function as well. So then this is like it's a risky play because you have to keep in mind with a whitelist function, someone can more or less sell the whole supply at once without having any restrictions. This is why the whitelist function is a bit scary. It just looks degen, bro. You have to take this in mind as well if you hold this project. None of these are in smart contracts, meaning that they could more or less either mint more tokens or they could just sell all of this at once if they wanted to, because it's not in no smart contract. So they can more or less do whatever they want with this large amount of supply they hold, which is a decent amount. And this just looks like a bunch of whales. It looks like, yeah, this is just a bunch of whales. Yeah, it's too degen, bro. Way too degen for me. I don't know why. What's the market cap of this shit, anyways? It's probably tiny, bro. Probably get over here. Yeah. So the market cap is 1.6 million. So it's a very, very degen play. It's only on Uniswap as well. It probably can pump, but it's just I don't know about. First of all, the metaverse is dead, so that aspect is not going to do well. But the AI aspect can do well. The website looks pretty decent as well. But apart from that, it's too degen, bro. I would never do an alert or anything on it. You could trade it. It looks like a good trade when the AI narrative takes off, but with no real docs team and a bunch of cartoon characters and with a bunch of red flags in terms of the contract, and then you got a bunch of where all the top holders, none of them are in small contracts is a big issue. It's very degen, bro. Very degen. High risk, high reward type of play. Do you see Bitcoin going back down if bearish news? Yeah, you'll probably go down to the 50. There's a bunch of liquidity at 54K all the way down to 47K. So if the data comes in bearish, then 54K to 47K, maybe a wick down to grab the liquidity at 47K is possible, yes. So it all depends on the unemployment data this week. If it comes in bad, the market will go down to the 47K region again. If it comes in good, then we'll most likely go and put in a new all-time high. I ended up with too much immunity. The fuck, empty. Yeah, it is around that much, but the vesting's too harsh. T13. That's the problem. $12 million. So $12 million out of the victims. I reckon a lot of people cash back into crypto. Yeah, but that's not being deployed for a long time, my friend. You go on Twitter, and there's a bunch of influencers just talking shit, bull flagging, just talking. A lot of these influencers just talk shit because they've been buying the dip since August, and now they just become permaballs. They just make up any random lie. The FTX verdict, there's like a case for it to be settled on the 7th, I think, of October, and then the deployment happened slowly, sometime in October, like end of October. But then the big chunks, where the people that have the large amounts, they get it in 2025. They don't get it now. It's only the small, like 50K and under, get it sometime in October, end of October. And then you have the big players with the millions and the billions. They get it in the in 2025 Q1. So when you hear these bullshit guys telling you the FTX stuff is all gonna happen at once, it doesn't work like that, bro. When have you ever known for that to work? When you just get like 12.7 billion all at once. That doesn't happen. The only people that's getting it now is 50K and under at the end of this month if it gets settled on the 7th or the 8th. If it doesn't get settled, then it'll probably just get delayed longer. But they're not getting 100% of it. They're getting a small percentage. Um, minus was a negative performance. You played the Dolmy game. Can you earn money from that, Ross? It's a show by Superman. It looks fucking awful, but it looks like high risk, high reward type of token. It's no Doc's team behind it. It's on XGEG. I think XGEG coins historically have done well. So then when they see an AI one, they think this is it. This is going to do 1,000x. It could do it. It's not entirely out of the cards, but this is not a coin you put large amounts of money in. You put a couple $100 and just forget about it. If it dies, it dies. If it does well, it does well. Because you have to think of liquidity as well, bro. Any big player is not going to put large amounts of money in this. It's going to be retail pushed. If it can, if you can do well. Well, if there's influence talking about it, it can do well, of course. ZK Sync will do well, my friend. It's already very high in cap. It would do like a 5 to 10x. That's also true, Jonas. But then if you look at someone who does the charts and all that bullshit, they'll tell you it's a black swan event because you couldn't predict it. But then if you read the WEF documents, they tell you everything that's going to happen in the future. That's why you have to read the documents. It's like how people say like everything's like a TV show in the real world because the WEF decides what they want to do. They put in documents. All you have to do is go read them, do some research into them. They'll tell you what they're aiming to do. These are the people that control the world, the Klaus Schwabs and all these other fucking demonic guys. These are the people that dictate how the world moves. So then if you go read their documents, you'll know when the black swans are gonna happen, when such and such, when recessions are gonna happen. You kind of know based off what they do. They'll tell you in the documents. Take that 30x from Bitcoin so you double digit and take $10 Bitcoin. Possible, yeah. Bitcoin's a good token. Zilla, how you doing, bro? Well, Camilla's stance is the normal democratic stance, bro, which is bearish to crypto. Wolf on ETH Top holders donate harvest bags to community treasuries for listing. That's good, that is. No problem, Mugen, bro. My averages for bricking is 0.12. Yeah, that's solid, bro. You probably would have made like a cool 3x. Is ADA worth investing? Fuck no, bro. ADA's not worth investing into. ADA's done as a dead chain, bro. No one builds on them. Just my two Satoshis. How you doing, brothers? Good to see you. Tristan, how you doing? Good to see you as well. A-pin now or wait for a huge dump, bro? You A-pin on the 4th, my friend. Go watch my live stream back. Watch it from the start. I do explain what we're expecting on, the 4th of this month is going to be a very important week. Not just the 4th, but the entire week. It's going to dictate how the market moves, my friend, whether we're bearish or bullish. So don't listen to only influencers telling you October, or, we're only going up. It doesn't work like that, bro. Macros plays a massive part now in the crypto world. So if you get bearish macro news, all of this stuff is just going to go back down just like normal. It's not a surprise. But we just have to check what dominance does from here, bro. It looks like I just want to consolidate around here for a bit. It wants to consolidate for a bit. Best mid cap coin that can probably do a 20x. Best mid cap AGI can do a 20x. AI Tech will do a 20x. Tectum, more or less, kind of like a low cap, mid cap, will do more than a 20x. Prop base will do a 20x. Relio mid cap will do a 20x. There's multiple mid caps that'll do a 20x for you, my friend. OGPU is decent. Let me see what he's even doing, bro. It's too degen for me. I would never me personally, I would never buy it, but some people probably hold it. But it's doing all right, to be fair. It's performing fairly well. It's just consolidating, bro. This doesn't even have a docs team. Yeah, look, this guy explains it very well. OGP, I'm not trusting. Hold on, let's click on this. This guy explains these type of projects well. I'm not trusting any GPU lending protocols that don't have docs team. Aware of their certics, KYC verification, but it's not enough after witnessing many projects like this. Rug, Dojo, for example, is if a team docs themselves, investors, and yes. Well, it doesn't matter because these type of projects, just look at the shitty website these guys made, bro. Look at this shit website. You probably pay someone $10, they'll make you this website on Fiverr or something, bro. With no docs team, just a very basic plain website. But these type of stuff could rug tomorrow, bro. I would not be surprised if this rugs within the next month or two. I wouldn't be surprised. So don't put anything more than you can afford to lose in this type of projects, bro. That's the thing. If this survives by next year sometime, then you would buy it. But if it doesn't, there's a high likely chance this will probably rug by now and then, because the price action looks like it's just chilling, consolidating. Eventually, when the team gets bored, they'll pull all the liquidity out, and it is easy money for them. They'll just launch a new project because no one even knows who they are. So you have to be very careful with these projects, my friend. What do I think about ZF? ZF is a good project. I think it's on my honorable mention. ZF is a good project. AIT is shit, bro. I don't like AIT. There's a mint function, bro. I don't like, with no docs team as well. It's not worth. Yeah, Elysium as well is another good mid cap. Zelex is good as well. Polytrader prop base. I personally like prop base, but obviously I bought prop base a bit earlier, well, a lot earlier than most people did. So I'm up like 2x on prop base currently. Depends. Just probably around 2x here, or just under 2x. Whereas Polytrade hasn't really pumped. It all depends on your risk tolerance. Both of them are very solid. Zelix is good as well, my friend. Zelix is good. How about? I think I already looked into Carnum. I'll look into it afterwards. I think I've kind of looked into it, Ross. Aerodome is good. Jay, you're very late, my friend. How you doing? Though it's good to see you in here. Envision is RWA. Send it in the group, AA. Send it in the group. He's going to stream for 3 hours today. I'm not gonna stream for 3 hours, bro. You crazy? Well, he can stream for 3 hours, bro. The people that watch the replays, they're not even gonna watch 3 hours, bro. It's pointless to stream for 3 hours. It's just like compute AI, just a scam. Exactly, Johnny. I wonder if Deborah is the bot. Who's Deborah? Who's the? I don't know if that is. Gee, Dome test is live now for 24 hours. Comment early potential in the total. Oh, okay. Bricken or prop base. Well, Bricken is a bit low in market cap, but I personally like prop base better. Both of them will do well though. Both of them will do well. You can hold either or. Prop base is Bricken's a little bit lower in market cap. Prop base is obviously higher, but I like both of them. Oh, they looked into Chen checks, my friend. It's already ran too much. Is wisdom rugging? Is wisdom rugging? Let's have a look at wisdom. This has always been a shit gaming project though. Oh, wisdom AI. This one. Let's see, well, they're on a dead chain Polygon. That's one bad thing. Is it rugging? Hot wallets. What the fuck is this guy talking about? Oh, I've already said this project is ass, bro. I don't think it's rugging. They've got a docs team, so it's very unlikely they'll rug. They've got some very good backers as well. Chainlink. I don't think it's rugging. I think people are just bored of it and they're probably just selling off. When this bottoms out, you could potentially buy a bag, but I don't think it's rugging, my friend. Doesn't even look like he has a good invest, like 18x dilution as well. It's not really the best, is it? Claw AI is good project. You'll pump. October 9 AI marketplace. Yes. They released it actually. I think they already released it. T13. Both O and TARS have burning mechanism. Yes, they do. TARS also has a very good burning mechanism, and so does O. Both of them are good projects. What do I think about AIUS? Keep up the good. Thank you very much, Skater, buddy. AIUS is actually very good. Like, it's not a bad project at all. Considering the market cap and, you know, the supply, it looks pretty good, to be fair. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with it, to be honest. Nothing wrong with it at all. Fundamentally, it's okay. You know, it has a unique use case. It's like proof of work AI. It's not a bad project at all, my friend. It's a bit degen, so you don't want to put too much amounts of money in there. But you know, if it goes back to his all-time highs, it's like a cool little 50, 13, 14x. So oh really? They don't have a doc theme. They are just pictures of the CEOs and all their partners. That alone is weird. Is that the CEO partners? What the fuck? Yeah, that's a rock pool, bro. What the fuck? I thought this was the CEOs. Anything to do with AI trading, bro, I'd stay away from these type of projects, man. AI trading is the dumbest shit ever. Oh shit, this is people from the Boston University and they're advisors, bro. Yeah, this is definitely a rock pool, my friend. Because this looks scammy as shit. That's so weird that they've done that though. That's weird. It probably will come back to life at some point, but if you hold this, like I think I'm sure this was on my do not buy list. Maybe not, bro. Maybe not, but Yeah, this project looks a bit ass. If I had to invest now, which are the best projects to make a portfolio? Okay, so if you want to make a portfolio, my friend, first you have to categorize each narrative, because the way crypto works is in narratives, and oftentimes the money will flow from one narrative to the other. So because we don't know which narrative is going to pump first, the best thing to do is to diversify your portfolio. So the best thing to do is put like 40, 50, even possibly a bit more. I would say 50 to 60% of your portfolio in AI, because AI is always going to pump. So it's more or less like guaranteed money for you. So and the best AI coins are all Sensei, AGI, AI Tech. These are the best AI coins you could buy. I personally like Sensei and Alt because they're newer, they haven't experienced a bull run. AI Tech and AGI did, approximately 45 to 42x for us. So then, these ones here, what Sensei is up approximately 2x, and Alt is up around 2x as well. Probably just a bit less. I always been talking about this around like 10 to 12 cents. But then Sensei, I was talking about like 0.07. So most people are up close to 3x on this. But then now it's come down a decent amount. So you can grab your initials. The best thing to do is if you don't hold any of these projects, just grab an initial bag, grab something so you don't miss the boat. But if it comes down, you always have more opportunities to buy. But if it never comes down, you have something in there and you can potentially buy other projects. So this is good. This tech term is very good. Layer one, layer two, so and it has a unique utility with the soft nodes. You got OTK, which is Solana based gaming project, which will do well. You got Injective, which is a layer one as well. You got Prop Base, which is RWA. You got Relio, which is RWA. Obviously, Relio has done like 2.5x or something short term. But then you can buy this one. I'll probably drop another one soon here as well from the VIP group, and then I'll drop 2 more coins for them as well. But for the meantime, you can buy. The best opportunities I would say is or Sensei, which is only like $5 million in market cap, can do very well, or long term has the potential to be a blue chip. OTK, very good gaming project, low in market cap, I would say as well, but it has a very unique advantage point. Number one, it has good earnings, so people can play and earn money. But then it's backed by the Solana Foundation to the point where the OTK app is going to be on the new Solana phone. That's why it has an advantage above most other projects in terms of the Solana ecosystem. And everyone knows Solana is going to perform well. So then if Solana does well, the ecosystem also performs. That's how it works. OTK for gaming, and Sensei for AI. You could grab Prop Base, and maybe I'll drop one more in a few days, for RWA. And then you got Tecton for layer one, and that's a pretty good portfolio in my eyes. You can grab a DEX, which is ZF. You can buy another DeFi project, which is AMU. You can buy a gaming project, Munity. So because you got OTK as gaming, you want to have you can buy Naka as a safety net. But then you can also buy Munity as a DGen project, where it's a very small percentage of your portfolio. That's how I would do it. Or you could buy Carrot. Carrot's not too bad either. Carrot got pumped by Becca recently, though. What the best RWA can give? Will the best AI coin give better? Yeah, obviously it will give better than RWA. AI is going to be a bigger narrative than RWA, my friend. Do you think it's late to get into alt? I don't think it's late to get into alt, my friend. I don't even know why you're waiting for blockchain. You've been on my channel for a long time, bro. And it's not realistically late. Like I said, we was buying this at 12 cents. 12 cents down here, some at 10 cents, 9 cents. Now it's 13 cents. So it's not like it's the end of the world. You still got good buying opportunities. But just wait for it to pull back a little bit more. It's had an aggressive pump. Eventually it's going to cool off. The S&P 500 is probably going to reach around 6,000 level within a year. Bitcoin is also expected to rise. Any major economic changes will likely to unfold over the next 10 months. That's debatable. You can't really say that, my friend. It's a possibility, but like I said, one bad unemployment print in the short term could bring us down a decent amount. That's why it's better to have USDT aside. Not only for new projects, if you're just 100% in the markets and you can't get no more liquidity, what are you going to do when the new project comes? An opportunity comes for those. That's why you have some USDT left over, not only for new projects, but also, if one bad unemployment print happens now, the market's going to give you good buying opportunities again. That's why it's better to have some USDT aside. You can't really say S&P is probably going to reach 6K. It probably will at some point. What's S&P at now? Like 3.5? Oh, so yeah, 6K is just around the corner realistically, but that's like kind of a 15% pump. But then S&P could probably drop 20% before going up there. 20% is not a lot, is it? It's a lot, but it's not a lot. Good portfolio, my friend. Good portfolio. Bull Sense unlock. Not really. It's just like a 90 grand unlock, but it's not gonna do nothing. Might affect it a little bit, but 90K, it's not really a lot, is it? Might drop you like another 10% max. That's max. That's it. Do you see Tectum hitting 5 billion, 19 billion? I know it depends on adoption. I don't know about 19 billion. 19 billion is a bit, a bit crazy, but that's not gonna happen. 1 to 5 billion is possible, yeah, for Tectum. It all depends on adoption at the end of the day, but Tectum is a good project and it's doing very well. 10 to 15, no. 10 to 15 is very unlikely. And no one's gonna hold for that long either. A8 for gaming trade or no trade for now. A8. A8 is a good gaming project, but is it gonna pump short term? Not really, no. A8, no one really knows about A8 at the moment. So it's very unlikely to do very well short term. It's not really the best project to trade. The best project to trade is the one that everyone already knows. Check Landshare. Landshare is shit. Go watch my RWA tier list, bro. Landshare is terrible. Landshare has been having the same free project. The only thing they done Landshare was they just changed their website. But Landshare is fucking awful, bro. It's one of those projects that's just had the same shit for like God knows how long now. Yeah, it'll pump with the RWA narrative. Every shit pumps. Doesn't mean it's a good project though. It's had this same free websites or same free houses, these exact same free shit houses for like 2 years now. So it's like or a year and a half. Well, at least over a year. I don't know exactly how much, but they've had this for a very long time. These exact free same houses. They haven't got no more. So I personally wouldn't even touch this. The only thing they've done is they made their website look more professional. That's it. But anything past that, this project is ass. TARS is good. TARS will do like a 10 to 20x. What about Chirply? Chirply is good, but the only problem with Chirply is very niche. Like, is a good project fundamentally. They got some very good backers from Binance Labs. The only problem with Chirply is is a bit too niche, but it can pump. It will definitely pump. We'll give you a cool 30x, I think. Nuclei is just the vesting's too harsh, but I don't know if they fixed it or not. But if they haven't fixed the vesting, I wouldn't touch it. AMU is an insurance narrative on Solana. 60% tokens on track. Did I miss something, brother? How is AMU an insurance narrative on Solana, bro? You don't even. But look, if you're gonna talk shit about a specific project, at least do some research. At least do some research. AMU is a staking on Solana. It's not insurance, bro. Insurance is a completely different thing, but AMU is completely different to what you're talking about. Bro. It's not insurance. There's nothing wrong with AMU. 60% of the tokens are on track, bro. It's almost 100% in circulation, my friend. It's like 50% unlocked. So I don't know how 60% is untracked. You can't just go on crypto rank and sometimes you have to just do a little bit more due diligence on this project. 60% isn't untracked, bro. All you have to do is just click on this. It'll tell you where all the what the stuff is. You look at the business community incentives, protocol risk, safety funds. So what most people don't understand about one of the key features about this project is, this extra tokens they have 20% is if they get hacked and people hold their tokens on there, then you get refunded your tokens. That's why it's bullish, because people then have an incentive to actually use it and stake on it. Whereas most other projects do not offer that, that type of safety net. So if these guys were to get hacked and you're staking it or whatever, and you lose your tokens, they'll refund your tokens. That's one of the key features about this. They got a bunch of good developments coming up. So it's not it might say on track because the market cap is saying 800, 900K, but then the real market cap's on here though. It says it right here is 4 million. So it's not really on track. And it's not really an insurance project. Is a DeFi hub from Solana and is backed by the Solana Foundation. Along with UOB Ventures, along with the Minicore brand, along with Republic Crypto, they've got some very good backers. Mantor. Look at the developments they're doing, bro. They're going to improve their staking. So people are going to be a stake in the project. And then you also got the lending and borrowing. And then they're also going to have a DEX on the system as well now. So they're going to have an integration chain, cross-chain bridge. So they're doing a bunch of different things. The only thing is I'm just not too bullish on DeFi. Otherwise, I do hold this in my portfolio, but I don't hold, the reason I don't talk about this is because I'm not bullish on DeFi. But then there's going to be a time where DeFi runs, which DeFi will definitely run. There's going to be a time where DeFi runs, and I will talk about this because we can make some money on this. That's how it is. Just look at their backers. They got Chainlink, they got OKX, they've got Lido, they've got Mantle, they got Polygon, all the other ones above as well. These guys are fundamentally a good project. Nothing wrong with it. The team's dark, everything. When you say 60% is on track, it's on track on this, but then because the market cap on here is saying 900K, but the real market cap is 4 million. That was one of the biggest misconception of this project initially, was because of this 60% on track, people thought the market cap was less than $1 million, but it's not like that. It's a lot more than that. It's $4 million market cap. But they are doing good work, and they're backed by the right people. And if Solana does well, it will do well as well. It's as simple as that. When the Solana ecosystem, DeFi takes off again, which you probably will at some point, all the money flows into the narratives, then it'll pump. That's it. You just have to be patient enough to wait. Like I said, I'm not too bullish on DeFi, so I don't talk about this project. But like I said, if you want to cover all the narratives, this is one of the best DeFi projects, not only because it's on Solana and Solana will do well, but also because they have a unique feature where if they get hacked and you lose your money, they'll refund your money. Go look at all these other DeFi protocols. None of them offer what AMU offer. If they get hacked, they don't give a fuck about your tokens. They got hacked, they'll apologize, and that's it. At least with AMU, if you're staking your tokens and they get bridged or whatever, at least they'll give you your money back. That's one of the key features about this project. I've not seen any other DeFi project from the top of my head. I don't really look at DeFi projects, but I've looked at a few, but none of them offer what AMU offer. That's why I like it. There has to be a specific reason why people will stake the tokens or use them or, lend on them or whatever the case is. There's a level of safety behind AMU that most other DeFi projects do not have, because most DeFi projects are just scams. But at least this one has very good backers. So they got the buzzwords behind them. They got the Solana buzzword behind them. And is actually backed by the Solana Foundation, because Solana itself has given this project a shout out on the Twitter. That's how you check if some of these are backed, because some of them will claim backed by Solana Ventures. But then none of for example, TARS apparently is backed by the Solana Ventures. But if you look at all the TARS the Solana developers, none of them even know what TARS is. They don't follow it. They don't do nothing. So that's all it depends on. Some of them could be, crypto is a scammy place. You are missing a lot, freedom fighter. Yeah, you're missing a lot, buddy. It's not an insurance narrative. There's multiple use cases behind AMU. And like I said, you don't have to hold it. It's just if you want to cover the DeFi narrative, then that's a good one to pick. That's it. And it's low cap as well, so it can give you good returns. I don't really look at meme coins, buddy. I don't really look at meme coins. Is that Wolf on Eve? Yeah, I'm not looking at that. How many multiples do you think all can do fundamentally for the market cap, general speaking? All will do a minimum 30x from here, but minimum. G Swift looks good to DC at the moment. G Swift is good, but it's too high in cap now, bro. G Swift is way too high in cap. They fixed the tokenomics. They've got some good backing from Fetch AI, and it's fundamentally a good project. But the only problem is, $33 million of market cap is reasonably high in such a saturated market. There's multiple gaming studios, but then G Swift does have a unique feature where you can build on them. That's one of the good things about it. And now the integrating AI is, it becomes even more bullish. But if the market cap was just lower, it would be very, very good. But $33 million of market cap for gaming coin is too high. You'd rather buy something a lot lower in market cap because you're not going to get as much returns on this as some of these other gaming coins. I like Cognito Finance as well. Acquia is one that I did make a decent amount of money on. I made 10x on that. I actually called this sometime last year. Did a very good pump, but it's not too bad though. Acquia is not too bad. It does always pump with the narrative, and Cognito is good as well. One day I will Bitcoin based IRBO. I don't even know. I don't really track it. I don't really follow them. I don't really follow based AI. I do like the project. Some honorable mentions because the project has good potential. But in terms of when am I following it that closely, I don't, because I don't hold it. That's the thing. Great educational live stream. Good work. You provide a realistic, frank opinion on crypto. Like the video. Thank you very much. Cool guy, my friend. Thank you for your work for the last 3 months. Was life changing for me. Still, yeah, no problem, buddy. Those people that's been following me for the past 3 months, bro, you would have caught the dip in August. You would have caught the dip in July. You would have caught the dip in early September, and you're probably going to get another dip sometime within the year. And then you not only that, but you're getting the best projects. There's so many shitty projects. That some people probably asked me to review, and I probably reviewed 1,000 projects, in the last couple of months, and most of them don't have that good potential. There's like I've told you guys, I like to be an open, I like to be realistic. There's so many projects that have reached out to me to do paid promotions, and them because look, Tars AI reached out to me, and if you look at Tars AI, it's showed by so many different influencers. It's not natural pumps. These pumps are not natural. They're just being paid to show. So I personally don't like it, but then at the same time, we're here to make money. So if they're paying influencers to show and the project's pumping, who cares, bro? You'd rather make money over be ethical, because ethical don't get you money. So at the same time, because they're being paid by a bunch of influencers and it's pumping, you're making money. You can't complain. But then there's projects where some influencers will shill it because they're paid, but the project is shit. Well, TARs are not that bad. So even if you're getting paid to shill it, it's not an issue. Because at least the project is decent and at least they can pump. But then there's influencers who would take money to show some shitty coin and it rugs, and then people are stuck holding it. I don't like doing stuff like that, but a lot of people get caught up like that. It's kind of sad. I don't look, bro. That's important. Look, anyone is asking me to do price predictions when it's gonna be, but what market cap do you see Bitcoin? But how the fuck am I gonna know what Bricken is gonna top at, bro? How could I possibly know that? It's impossible for anyone to guess, bro. Like it's asking a YouTuber. Look, you guys have to be very, very realistic, right? Although I'm a YouTuber, although I got some knowledge in crypto, it does not mean I can predict what a project's going to do or how big that narrative is going to be. So when you're asking YouTubers what is a prediction for a project, it's impossible to guess, bro. No one knows what these projects are going to do. I can give you a rough estimate. If you watched my RWA coin, I clearly told you it's going to do a 30x. So then you have to do the market cap based on what it is now and added a 30x on top of that. That's what it's going to reach out to. That's what it has the potential to do. I can't tell you what market cap is going to top out, but what do I don't have a crystal ball, but what the hell? That's important. Like when people ask me to do price predictions, I get annoyed because how the fuck am I going to know what these projects are going to reach in a bull run? First of all, we don't even know how explosive this bull run is going to be. So then, how can anyone guess which narrative is going to do the most performance, bro? You know what I'm saying, T13? But don't ask any of these influencers what these projects are going to do because none of them know, bro. Most of these influencers will call it for 100K in August and it hasn't happened yet. And those are the same people that's giving you outlandish price predictions like, some of these projects can do 100x, bro. You're not going to get 100x. It's very unlikely to get 100x, especially now. You have a better chance of getting 100x, in a bear market than getting it now. So then when these new projects come out, some of them, for example, Sensei has the potential to do 100x because the market cap's so tiny. That's all it is, bro. Yeah, price predictions are for views and thingy, bro. For views and likes. So when you see these people put Casper on the thumbnail and they put $10 to $15, that's all fucking bullshit, bro. None of these guys know what Casper is gonna go to. They just make up random numbers because they've been shitting that project. So they'll give you some crazy price predictions to make you feel like you've bought the best project in the world. And it's all bullshit, bro. If I knew what these projects were going to reach in a bull run, bro, I'll just put money into these projects. It's impossible to know T13, bro. Like I said, Bricken's a good project. It will perform well. That's it. Like all of these, the projects I've given you in the 30x tier list on the RWA coin have good potential and they can do well. Some of them will do way more than a 30x. Like for example, Cogito is a very low cap coin. It's like 6 million. So it has the potential to do more than a 30x. But I like to be conservative, bro. At least if I'm conservative, once you reach the 30x, and you can actually make some decent money. But then someone will tell you can do a 50x, and after he does a 30x, you don't cash out because your thinking is going to do the 50x, and then you just get dumped on by everyone. You're not going to make no money, bro. At least if you're conservative, you walk away with some money at the end of the bull run. If you got some crazy price predictions, you're going to walk away with fuck all because those same people that told you to hold to the 50x are cashing out after a 20 to 30x because they've made good money on it. This is why you have to be very careful, bro. These influencers some of these guys are very fucking cheeky, bro. Wait, where was I at? That's it. T13, bro. How can I miss all of these? Good to catch up and at least rewatch. BNB King, how you doing, bro? I'm gonna still do more live streams from now on, bro. I've been a bit lazy. ChangeGPT is a good project. It'll give you a cool 20 to 30x. Well, actually, 20 to 30. Nah, ChangeGPT will give you anywhere between a 10 to 20x. It's like $60, $70 million of market cap now. It's quite high. But it's not like it doesn't have a crazy utility. People will buy it for the launchpad rather than anything else. If ZK thing perform well, what is your prediction for ZF? Possibly 50 to $1. What's ZF now? With tier 1 listing, cross-chain expansion. Well, look, ZF, the likely chance that ZF is going to do get a tier 1 listing, bro, is very, very low. First of all, they're probably broke. Probably have no money. It depends how many people utilize them in a bull run, bro. But for this to do a 50 to $1, bro, that's almost, that's like a decent amount of exit, bro. Probably like 100x. Very unlikely, my friend. Very, very unlikely. Don't get blinded by crazy predictions, bro. It's like $50 is possible, but $1 I think is too far fetched, especially for only a DEX. This is a DEX. The only good thing about this project is the fact that you can swap and earn. So that has a great advantage over most other DEXs, which don't even offer nothing. People just utilize the DEX to buy the coins, but There's no utility behind the dexes. But this one has a unique feature. But it doesn't really it doesn't solely depend on ZK Sync. Even if ZK Sync don't perform, which it hasn't been doing, ZF has still pumped a decent amount from the lows. Done like a 2x from the lows, pretty much. So it doesn't it doesn't only depend, well, close to 2x. It doesn't only depend on ZK Sync. It will do well because of the swap to earn feature. That's it. But 50 cents is possible for this project. $1 is too much. How long have you been? I've been in crypto for a very long time. This is like my third cycle, bro. Dev your thoughts did a 4x on the bottom. Dev is shit, bro. I don't even know why people like Dev, bro. Doesn't matter if you don't look. Don't get blinded by the pumps, crypto lord. It's not a bad project, but look at the chart though, bro. Something happened to this. I forgot what it was. There was some FUD from over here all the way down here, So yeah, it did very well from the bottom, but how sustainable is this? No one knows. This can do well, but the problem with this is this been around since apparently it's been around since like 2016, and they claim to be the fastest blockchain with I don't know, like 8 million TPS, but they don't have a softnet, and it has not been tested at all. But then they've claimed they've been developing it since 2017, 2018 or some shit. But in 5 years of you developing this protocol, this layer one, why is there nothing to show for it? Like, where's the testnet? Where's the mainnet? So, it's all a concept. A concept's good for a certain period of time, but then eventually, like I said, it gets boring because then people don't want just concepts anymore. People want the real product. These guys can only lie about 8 million TPS for so long before people actually, catch on and look for projects like Tecton, for example, which can run 3.5 million TPS and has been tested. Once their SDKs are live, people will just forget about this and go to the project that actually has a working product. If they don't have a testnet and mainnet, who's going to build on their 8.5 million TPS that they claim to have? No one's going to use it. So it's better to find projects, that actually have a mainnet or testnet or something to show for it. Like I said, a project they've claimed to develop since God knows how long, like 6 years or something, 5 years. They should at least have a testnet by then. That's why I'm not really too keen on this. And but you can perform though. A lot of the times, projects layer one specifically that, especially when it was the market cap, was probably like a few $1 million in market cap. Let me check. What the fuck? Yeah, $7 million in market cap. Let's go to the max. Oh, so it's just got updated now. But yeah, I'm not really too keen on this, but it probably will pump, obviously, but I look at this as a bit scammy though. I wouldn't put my money into it. There's better projects to put your money into than this. I thought Engine of Fury is a good project. You probably thought it was a good project, and it probably is a good project, but you have to look at a vesting schedule to dictate if it's a good project or not. If you look at Engine Fury, it doesn't really have the best vesting schedule, does it? The vesting schedule for this is fucking awful. That's why it's not a good project. Also, they have a good team. But bro, look at all the unlocks that's happening in from now to 2025. That's a very harsh vesting schedule. And not only that, you have the ecosystem marketing, which is another word for dumping, development. You got a private round who holds basically 20%. You got this guy's 30, 36, basically 40% of the supply is in the hands of early investors. And then you also got a marketing ecosystem, which is another word for selling tokens, which is another word for development treasuries, another word for dumping tokens. It's like a big chunk of this is in the hands of early investors. And you look at the vesting schedule, it's not really the best, is it? 2 point something. Let's say by August, let's say August next year. August next year, looking at almost $10 million in market cap. That's like a 5x dilution. It's not really the best, is it? Especially when all of them, 40 something percent of the supply is in the hands of early investors. It's not really worth the investment, my friend. There's better gaming projects that have way less harsh vesting schedule. Yeah, change GPT at least 10x. Yeah, I would agree. How come Octa is in a not worth column? Yeah, my friend, look, if you are not an advocate watcher of my channel, I've explained to you, and I'll explain it one more time, just one more time because I am getting sick of this Octa question, min layer question. I've explained it like 1,000 times. The reason Octaspace is not worth the investment because not only is it a slow grind up, this project is only going to give you a 5x, a 10x max. That's it. Why would you wait fucking 3 years to ride through the entire bear market just to get a 5 to 10x, bro? That's not really worth, in my opinion. You can get a 5 to 10x in some of these top 100 coins, which are way less risky than Octaspace, which can rug pretty much at any time. I would not be surprised if it does. There's way more less risk up there than down here. Octaspace is $60 million in market cap. But then one of the key things that I don't like about this project is that they're fundamentally broke. They don't have no money for marketing. They don't have no money for exchange listings. You can go right now, go on the Telegram. You would see there's 2 team members doxed, on this project. One of them is on Telegram all day talking shit with the community, just literally talking to the community all day. So then, if one of your CEOs, I think is this guy here, who just sits in the Telegram all day and just talks shit, go to their LinkedIn. There's only 2 team members doxed, right? But they don't have no work experience anywhere. So then he's like, how do you know these guys are legit? They don't have no work experience anywhere. It's hard to tell if these guys have actually had any experience outside of anything because they don't have no work experience anywhere. So this guy was a project manager. Well, this guy has experience, but the other one didn't have no experience. Well, he was a virgin. Fucking hell, bro. So this guy has some sort of experience, project manager. This has nothing to do with anything that he's in DePIN. He's not doing anything. No experience in DePIN. And then the other one has no experience at all on this page. On top of that, they've asked the community to raise 400K for an exchange listing, but then they claim they're being utilized by Coca-Cola. So if a project that's been around since 2022, which Octaspace has been around for a long time, since like 2022, despite it says over here, but this was listed on a DEX before he got into CoinMarketCap. It's been around for like 2022 now. So then you have to think, a project that's been around for that long, that claims they got some sort of partnership or Coca-Cola is utilizing them. Like, where's the money? How come no one's utilizing them? How come they're not developing no money? How come they're not producing no money? So then, it's come to the point where they've asked the community to raise 400K for an exchange listing. That's a massive red flag. That shows how broke the project is. And one of the CEOs is 24 hours in a Telegram. Who's developing the project? I don't think these guys got anything left to develop. They fired all the team members last year because they couldn't afford to pay them. There's only 2 people left behind now. They got rid of the gaming side. Initially, it was DePIN, VPN, and gaming. They completely got rid of the gaming side. No one's utilizing the VPN and the DePIN. I don't think anyone's utilizing them either because they don't make no money from it. So it's all like, look at the chart as well. When AI and DePIN was going parabolic, this didn't do fuck all. January was the month of AI and DePIN. This didn't do nothing. It didn't even pump. And then from here, if you call the exact lows, you would have made approximately just over 2x. So why would you put your money in a project like this that only has a 5 to 10x potential? But that's it. I'm not going to explain this ever again, bro. This is the last time I explain this shit. Bro, I'm not going to explain the tokenomics to you guys, bro. You have to do your own research at least a little bit, bro. Boys, come on. Is QE guaranteed? Yeah, QE is guaranteed, bro. QE is 100% guaranteed. Without QE, we'll just go into a full-blown recession. Well, I don't think they're gonna get a tier 1 listing, bro. It's very unlikely. They'll probably get a couple tier 2s. Thoughts on private AI? I'll have a look into it. I don't want to do no more coin reviews. I think I'm gonna wrap up this live stream now. Bro, it's just a big time waste, Miffy, bro. I'll do it one more time, bro. The next person asks me about Octaspace, I'm just gonna refer them to one of my previous live streams, bro. I'm tired of talking about Octaspace and shit Dynex. Both of those shit projects are just on the same boat. They're just all broke. Anissa, how you doing, bro? It's enough, G. Yeah, boy, that's more than enough, bro. I'm done now. All right, boys. Drop a like if you haven't already done so on the stream. It's been a very, very good stream. B2 Alif not pumping. I don't care. I don't matter if Alif's not pumping, bro. It don't mean nothing. Lumia is actually a good project, to be fair. I think Lumia done really well recently. What's on Lumia? Or is it ORN? ORN, no. Orion. It's a bit old though. That's the problem with this. Daishing, how you doing, bro? It's good to see you in here. But yeah, boys, I'm gonna wrap up this live stream. It's been a very good live stream. I'll see you guys on the next one. Drop a like if you haven't already done so. Let's get to 100 likes on this live stream. How many likes are we on right now? How many likes are we on right now? Let me see if it's because if I get 100 likes, I'll do a stream tomorrow. If not, then I'll do a stream one of these other days. If you're gonna get to 100 likes on the stream, then I will not stream for a couple of days, bro. I think 2-hour streams is just too long, bro. 97. Yeah, let's push for the 100 likes. 97 is not too bad, actually. Yeah, that's fine, actually. I'll stream again. I'll probably stream either tomorrow or Wednesday. But I think the best day to stream is on the unemployment day. I think unemployment will be a good time. I'm not gonna stream tomorrow, bro. We got football tomorrow. Anyways, guys, appreciate for the 100 likes. Appreciate all of you that came down and supported the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys later. Have a good day. Have a good day. Have a good morning. Have a good evening. Have a good night, wherever you're from. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.